Book 24. Priam ransoms the body of Hector. Hector's funeral. The assembly now broke up, and the people went their ways, each to his own ship. There they made ready their supper, then they bethought them of the blessed boon of sleep. But Achilles still wept forth there, thinking of his dear comrade, and sleep, before whom all things bow, could not take no hold upon him. This way and that did he turn as he yearned after the might and manfulness of Patroclus. He thought of all they had done together, and they had gone through both on the field of battle and on the waves of the weary sea. As he dwelt on these things, he wept bitterly, and lay now on his side, now on his back, and now face downwards, till at last he rose and went out, one distraught to wonder, upon the seashore. Then, when he saw dawn breaking over beach and sea, he yoked his horses to his chariot, and bound the body of Hector, being in that he might drag it about. Thrice did he drag it round the tomb of the son of Meniotis, and then went back into his tent, leaving the body on the ground full length and with his face downwards. But Apollo would not suffer to be disfigured, for he pitied the man dead, though he now was. Therefore he shielded him with his golden aegis continually, that he might take no hurt while Achilles was dragging him. Thus shamefully did Achilles in his fury dishonor Hector, but the blessed gods looked down in pity from heaven, and urged Hermes, slayer of Argus, to steal the body. All were of this mind, save only Hera, Poseidon, and Zeus's grey-eyed daughter, who persisted in the hate which they had ever borne towards Ilium with Priam and his people, for they forgave not the wrong done them by Paris, in disdaining the goddesses who came to him. When he was in his she-guards, and preferring her who had offered him a wanton to his ruin, when therefore the morning of the 12th day had now come, Phoebus Apollo spoke among the immortals, saying, "You gods ought to be ashamed of yourselves, you are cruel and hard-hearted. Did not Hector burn you thigh bones of heifers and of unblemished goats? And now dare you not rescue even his dead body, for his wife to look upon? With his mother and child, his father Priam, and his people, who would forthwith commit him to flames, and gave him his due funeral rites. So then he would all be on the side of mad Achilles, who knows neither right nor truth. He is like some savage lion, that in the pride of his great strength, and daring springs upon men's flocks and gorges on them. Even so, as Achilles flung aside all pity, and all that conscience which at once so greatly pains, yet greatly wounds him that he will heed it. A man may lose one far nearer than Achilles has lost a son. It may be or brother born from his own mother's womb. Yet when he has mourned him and wept over him, he will let him abide, for it takes much sorrow to kill a man. Whereas Achilles, now that he has slain noble Hector, drags him beyond on his chariot, round the tomb of his comrade. It were better of him, for him, that he should not do so, for brave though he be, we gods may take it ill that he should vent his fury upon the dead clay." Hera spoke up in a rage. "This were well," she cried, "O lord of the silver bow, if you would give like honor to Hector and to Achilles, but Hector was mortal and suckled at woman's breast, where Achilles is the offspring of a goddess whom I myself reared and brought up. I married her to Helios, who is above measure dear to the immortals. You gods, come all of you to her wedding, you feasted along with them yourselves, and brought your lyre, false and fond, low company that you have ever been." Then said Zeus, "Hera, be not so bitter, their honor shall not be equal, but of all that dwell in Ilium, Hector was dearest to the gods, as also to myself, for his offerings never failed me. Never was my altar stinted of its dues, nor the drink offerings and savour of sacrifice, which we claim of right. I shall therefore permit the body of mighty Hector to be stolen, and yet this might hardly be without Achilles going to know it, for his mother keeps night and day beside him. Let some one of you, therefore, send Thetis to me, and I will impart my counsel to her, namely, that Achilles is to accept a ransom from Priam, and give up the body." On this Iris, fleet as the wind, went forth to carry his message. Down she plunged into the dark sea midway between Samos and rocky Imbris. The waters hissed as they closed over her, and she sank into the bottom as the lead at the end of an ox horn that is fed to carry death to fishes. She found Thetis sitting in a great cave, with the other sea goddesses gathered round her. There she sat in the midst of them, weeping for her noble son, who was to fall far from his own land on the rich plains of Troy. Iris went up to her and said, "Rise, Thetis. Zeus, whose counsel failed not, bids you come to him." And Thetis answered, "Why does the mighty god so bid me? I am a great grief, and shrink from going in and out among the immortals. Still I will go, and the word that he may speak shall not be spoken in vain." The goddess took her dark veil, in which there can be no robe more sombre, and went forth with fleet Iris leading the way before her. The waves of the sea opened them a path. When they reached the shore, they flew up into the heavens, where they found the all-seeing son of Cronos, with the blessed gods that live forever, assembled near him. Athena gave up her seat to her, and she sat down by the side of Father Zeus. Hera then placed a fair golden cup in her hand and spoke to her in words of comfort, whereon Thetis drank and gave her back the cup. And the sire of gods and men was the first to speak. "So, goddess," said he, "for all your sorrow and the grief that I well know reigns over in your heart, you have come hither to Olympus, and I will tell you why I have sent for you. This 9 days past the immortals have been quarreling about Achilles, waster of cities, and the body of Hector. The gods would have Hermes, slayer of Argus, steal the body, that in furnaces of our peace and amenity henceforward I will concede such honor to you, your son, as I will now tell you. Go then to the host, and lay these commands upon him. Say that the gods are angry with him, and that I myself more angry than them all, in that he keeps Hector at the ships.